Hi team, this is Craig at Let's Start Talking. This is a brief tutorial for the online project record journal where you're recording statistics associated with your project. So you'll get an invitation from Let's Start Talking that will lead you to Smartsheet, and here you'll make a free account. There's no cost or anything for that, but you'll have to make an account. So I'll go ahead and log in with mine. This is a little bit of an administrative view. When you get your link, you'll just see over here your team. Your team will have a little workspace, and any documents that we want to give you will be in that workspace. So one of those should be the project record journal. So let me show you what that looks like and just briefly how to use it. I think you can figure this out pretty well on your own, but basically you've got two sections here. You've got a section, this is what you use most, to enter statistics. It's ordered by weeks, week 1, 2, 3, and onward. So this is set for any length of project up to about 8 weeks there. So in any given week, you've got different workers, and for each worker you can enter on each day the hours read, number of drops, and number of no-shows. So I'll come back to that in just a second, but that's the part of the worksheet you'll use most often. And then down towards the bottom you've got the totals, which you'll want for weekly reporting to your supporters, to LST, and then it'll give you the final there for the end of your project, and you'll want those for your reporting, and of course we'll want those for our reporting too. So all of this down here in the solid blue is calculating things with formulas. The only thing you've got to enter here is the number of people that came to your information meeting, since we don't have a way to calculate that. And then your parties. If you go ahead and enter in, when you have a party, how many workers, readers, church members came, it'll total that, and it'll use those numbers for some other things. And then the other thing here is, if you'll go ahead and make just a running list of all of your readers and who they're working with. I think this will be helpful for you generally to have anyway, but this is the only way that this worksheet is calculating the total number of readers for your project. And so if you neglect this list here, then you'll have the wrong number of total readers for your entire project here in this totals area, and you want that to be correct, and we do too. So it's just counting the number of names that you enter here under readers. So you'll want to write over what we put here as an example, but they're just here as examples. Okay, so on any day then, as I said, if you'll just come in here and insert the name of your team. So let's say it's Craig and Leslie and Joshua and Matthew and Andrew. So I've inserted my name here where it says to insert name of the worker there, and then you'll notice it'll take those names and it will insert them down here in this totals area, so that I can see how busy each of the team members are as far as total hours read, drops, no-shows connected with them. And that's kind of helpful, and it's good for reporting purposes as well. Okay, so you probably notice any place there's a light blue area, it's a place you can insert text. Okay, so then for Craig during week 1, well, did he have readers on Sunday? I said here, well, yeah, he had 4 hours, had a drop and a no-show. Monday he had 4, no drops, no shows. So you're just coming across at the end of every day. You can simply go to your team and say, okay, Craig, it's Tuesday, week 1. How many hours did you read? 5 hours. Any drops? No. No shows. Leslie, how many did you had? She had 6. No drops, maybe 1 no-show. Joshua, how many did you have on this day? Well, I had 3. I had no drops and no no-shows. How about you, Matthew? I had 4. No drops, no no-shows. Andrew, I had 6 hours of reading. I had no drops, and maybe I had a couple no-shows. Okay, so very simple. At the end of every day, you're just entering those in. And as you enter through the project, this worksheet is simply taking those numbers and starting to add them in here to the hours, the drops, the no-shows, the parties. As I mentioned, the parties it's getting from here that you're entering by hand, and the total number of readers, again, as I mentioned, it's getting that from the running list of readers that you're keeping down here. Okay? So you're just doing that every day. Whoever's the recorder is doing that every day. That gives you a simple way to calculate numbers for reporting purposes, for tracking, managing your time, managing your readers. Well, at the end of the project, then when you're done with it, if you'll just enter in here, done, then when we look at it online, it lets us know, okay, oh, they're done, totally done with their stats, and we can do what we need to with it. That's all you got to do. You may be using this on a mobile device or some other kind of device than a laptop, and that's fine. If you do, it may give you this view that we're seeing here on this video tutorial where you're just entering across like this. It's possible it will give you this kind of view, like this, a view for a row. And if that's the case, you just need to look carefully at the things that you want to enter. So it's saying this is week 1 Tuesday, and then again, I've got worker 1, a place to enter. Let's choose something that doesn't have text in it. So let's say week 2. If I'm entering data worker 1, so it doesn't give me the name because that doesn't carry across to this view, but just worker 1, worker 2, and so on down here. And you're just, again, filling in those spaces as you need to, depending on how many hours each worker had that week. So, and if you're using a mobile device, you may need to tell it, it may give you the option of looking at a grid view. If so, you want to do that. And on some devices, you may have to tell it you want to edit the row to actually enter text. But regardless, you'll probably get a view that looks something like this. And hopefully that's pretty obvious to you about what to enter and where to enter it. Okay? All right, well, this shouldn't be rocket science. If it's confusing or it's not working quite right on your device, please let us know well ahead of your project so we can work that out. This is an online tool, and so you'll need access to get to it on site as well to fill it out. But the great thing is, since it's in the cloud, we can see anytime too how things are going for you, and certainly we can correct any mistakes or anything like that. There's nothing you can do to this that we can't fix, so that's one advantage of it being in the cloud. Very good. Well, if you've got, as I said, any problems, questions, just let us know. Otherwise, we sure appreciate you guys and look forward to more communication. Bye-bye.